Welcome to the first and probably the last episode of the IELTS meme review. I'm going to be looking at some IELTS memes from across the internet and reacting to them, laughing or not laughing depending upon whether they're funny or not. And maybe I'll share some insights into whether I think they're true or not as well. But first, this is an educational YouTube channel, so I'm going to actually tell you what meme means. So first we have what I assume is a picture from a music video. I'm not terribly familiar with pop music, and you've probably seen this one before. We have the English and then the supposed IELTS English, which is always going to be much more complicated. So it says, "Look what you made me do, and observe what course of action you compelled me to commit to." This is quite funny, yeah. The truth is, for IELTS, I would not recommend just trying to use the most complicated English possible. And if you are going to go for super formal, supposedly advanced English, then don't end with a preposition like this. That's not good English. This is basically the same meme. It's the exact same thing. "We don't talk anymore" becomes "you and I no longer engage in verbal confabulations." It's funny because it's ridiculous. I suspect some people think it's funny because it represents the truth about IELTS, but it doesn't. You should not try to speak like this for IELTS. IELTS Band 8? No, not good enough. I don't know what this is supposed to mean exactly. I think IELTS Band 8 is going to be very good for just about anyone. There's not too many places that require a Band 9. But yeah, it makes sense. I get it. This just seems stupid and lazy, to be honest. I have no idea what that's all about. I don't know who made that. That's just weird. Well, this is not even to do with IELTS exactly. This is just about English. Pretty funny though. I like that. Yeah, there's definitely a feeling in the UK that we have the proper English, and the Americans have this incorrect English. Sometimes true, but it's sort of evolving into a separate part of English that is equally correct. And by the way, for IELTS, you can use either American or British English. I wouldn't recommend mixing the two. That's not really good, but you can use either one and that would be fine. Yeah, I don't think this person really understands memes or comedy. This is just a fact stated on a meme. It's funny because it's not funny. It's just a bad attempt at making a meme. That's quite amusing though. And it seems to be a weird attempt at imitating a certain kind of English where you would address someone as son. They're not father and son here. This is extremely casual English, which would not really help you in IELTS. There's some weird people out there. Again, I think this is where maybe there's a culture gap. There's some people in a part of the world that are looking at a meme from another part of the world. They misunderstand it, they copy it, and they don't really know what they're talking about. Also, this is really bad English. It doesn't make sense. But they are teaching English, so beware. Oh, here we have another one of these. The normal English and the IELTS English. This time with Britney Spears. See, I know pop music from long ago when I was younger. "The isolation I find myself in brings misery into my life." Interesting. That sounds profound. I wouldn't recommend speaking like that. It's really just old-fashioned English. Sounds like this was written in the late 19th century, a Thomas Hardy novel or something. Why is the cat asleep on the keyboard and looking for more IELTS listening? I don't know. I guess it's because many people find listening to be the easiest part of the IELTS test. That's weird. Okay, yeah, I get this. This is it probably does feel like an endless wait when you're waiting for those IELTS exam results to come in. Yeah, that's a stressful time, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I know this feeling. I've learned a few languages, some Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and I think it's the same. You listen to other people speaking and it's so easy and you think, yes, I'm learning. And then you go to say something and realize, oh dear, I actually can't express myself as well as I thought I could. Though, I think most people are far, far better at speaking than writing. Yeah. There is some truth to this one though, I've got to say. The IELTS language on the right here is actually better language than the original, and this is a good example of how sometimes, yeah, there is simple language and then better language. So if you said New York has a reputation for its dining establishments, yeah, that makes perfect sense. That would be good to use. But the picture of Donald Trump, let me just tell everybody out there, please don't use this guy's English to actually help you learn. If you want to learn how to speak English well from a president, go find some speeches by Barack Obama. His English was very, very good. He's an amazing public speaker, and you can learn a lot about intonation and pronunciation and grammar from that man. Donald Trump, sometimes I feel this guy would struggle to get a band 6 in IELTS. His English is so bad. He's an idiot, as well as being a terrible human being. I don't know what this is all about. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Whoever's made this, I guess, is under the impression that IELTS is the better exam to take. It might be, who knows. This actually is good advice. It's one of those kind of cruel memes. We're making fun of this guy for looking like a nerd. But yeah, this is very, very true. If you just study long lists of vocabulary, it's not going to help you much in the test because you can't use those words. It sure is. What's the point in this meme? I don't know, but it's true. Yeah, man, go for it. You can do it. Try your best. This is good advice. A weird meme, but good advice. Well, as a teacher, as someone who's marked many IELTS exams and worked in the classroom for a long time, I've seen this quite a few times, and I didn't know whether it was an accident or whether they had deliberately done this, and I guess now I know they were probably trying to fool me. The more common mistakes with this that I see, people spelling true as T-U-R-E or false as F-L-A-S-E. So that is something to consider when you go into an exam and you're doing true-false questions. Maybe just write T or F, because if you do spell the word wrong, you're not going to get the point. Yeah, there's some truth to this. I think everybody thinks for IELTS writing task 2, you have to go in and say, well, on the one hand and on the other hand. You don't always have to do that, but it can be a good approach. You can try and give some balance for your answers. This is quite funny. I like this one. I'm laughing, but I'm laughing because the English is so bad in this. This doesn't make sense. But I think the person is trying to say they practice with American English, and in IELTS it's usually British English on the audio that is not a countable noun, and so they feel confused. So what do we learn about IELTS memes today? Well, they're pretty funny, but not always because they're supposed to be funny. I think there's a big culture gap when it comes to comedy and when it comes to memes. And the thing is that many of the people making these memes, they don't understand the actual meme, what it was supposed to be about. And their misinterpretations are quite amusing sometimes. But some of them are quite clever, and they do raise some interesting points about IELTS and about how people feel about the IELTS test, the frustrations that people have. There's also, I think, a lot of really bad English used in these, because I guess the people making these memes are usually at around the IELTS band 5.5 level, and this adds another layer of kind of comedy to it. I would never laugh at somebody trying to speak English, of course, but in these memes it creates the accidental situation where the meaning is further confused, and you've already had a misinterpretation of the original meme, and then the gap between different cultures and their ideas of comedy. So this was quite interesting. I think the one thing we can learn is that IELTS memes are generally pretty terrible. So I would like to see some better ones. So if you are a person that enjoys memes on the internet and you're preparing for IELTS, maybe you could go make some and try and do a better job than all the people that have come before you. It wouldn't be difficult.